How's it going, you guys? So Saucony has been killing it this year. I bought this shoe intending to return it since I already had the Endorphin Pro, but it actually really surprised me. So I ended up keeping it, and I'm glad I did. After close to 100 miles, I'm ready to give you my full review of the Saucony Endorphin Speed. Let's start with the upper. From the external heel counter to the reinforced mesh and the gusseted tongue, the upper of the Endorphin Speed is very secure. My foot felt like it was wrapped in a burrito and it never slid around. So this isn't normally something I talk about too much on the upper, but I thought that the cushioning on the Endorphin Speed was perfect. It had enough padding around the heel and on the tongue to make sure you're comfortable on long runs, but it wasn't too plush that it got in the way on faster runs. So this isn't that huge of an issue, but the laces are a little bit too short. So I used the extra eyelet on the ankle collar, and once I did that, I was barely able to even double knot it. Alright, now let's move down to the midsole. Okay, so let's get straight to it. I love the midsole of the Endorphin Speed. The Power Run PB cushioning is a really great balance of being a little soft in the heel, a little bit firmer in the forefoot, and still having a nice trampoline effect to them. Something that pairs well with the cushioning is the nylon plate. It's a lot more flexible than the carbon plate, and to me, it made the shoe more versatile. Since it wasn't too stiff, it was softer at slower paces than the Endorphin Speed, but it still had a nice pop at faster paces. So this con is very opinion based, but while I loved the cushion on the midsole, it was a bit firmer than some other shoes like the Vaporfly Next Percent, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, just more of a preference. Alright, now let's talk about the outsole. Despite there not being a ton of rubber, what's there is definitely durable. It's made from carbon rubber, and having close to 100 miles on them, there isn't a lot of visible wear. On the road, these shoes grip great. I've also taken them on some dirt roads, and they were fine there as well, but definitely don't expect them to grip the best on loose dirt or wet grass. So I don't really have any cons about the outsole. Maybe making the rubber a little bit thicker to add some extra durability might be nice, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. Alright, so now that brings us to the run type stoplight portion of the review. First up is Speed Day, where I give the Endorphin Pro Speed a green light. So with speed in the name, I would definitely hope that the Endorphin Speed works well on speed days, and it definitely does. So I did a ton of different workouts in these shoes, like intervals, tempo runs, and even 800-meter repeats on the track. The cushioning helped keep my legs a bit more fresh, and the nylon plate added a little extra pop that was more noticeable the faster I went. And while it wasn't the same pop off the toe that the Endorphin Pro provided, it was still a really nice feeling and smooth ride. Alright, next up is everyday runs, and this shoe gets a green light for that as well. So this was a little surprising to me, but the Endorphin Speed actually became one of my favorite daily trainers. The secure upper and the balanced cushioning of the midsole made the shoe a blast for logging miles. Alright, for long runs, the Endorphin Speed gets a third green light. So again, with that comfortable upper and that bouncy midsole, this shoe was great for long runs, and I really enjoyed using this shoe for longer distances. They're also lighter than a lot of shoes I typically use for long runs, which was definitely a change of pace, and they were also great whether it was a long slow day or a long progression run. And finally, for recovery day, the Endorphin Speed gets a yellow light. Alright, so this is more of a personal preference, and while this cushion is great and some people will probably really prefer this for recovery days, I just found that with the speed roll geometry, I kept wanting to get up on my toes and keep picking up the pace, even though I really wanted to have a nice, slow, easy day. So as you can tell, I am a huge fan of the Saucony Endorphin Speed, and it's been one of the biggest surprises for me this year. It's a well-rounded shoe that can handle pretty much any type of run that you throw at it. Plus, I'm pretty sure it's the lowest priced shoe with the PEBA-based midsole, which makes it a great value. So it's no wonder that these things are selling out quickly, and if you can find a pair in your size, I definitely recommend picking them up. So that's all I have for this full review. Thanks for watching. Make sure you check out my full review of the Endorphin Pro so you can see how it compares to the Endorphin Speed. And as always, keep on running.